Biggest single challenge at the moment is unemployment. You want to make sure that people who are being made unemployment because their businesses have gone bust or they're not going to reopen, they need to have as much support as possible to get new work. That all has to happen against a backdrop in which this country looks like a place people want to invest and build a business and grow it. That's so important. The jobs can't be created by the government. They've got to be created by individuals and companies who have confidence in the UK, and that's a whole kind of demeanour of the government. And then finally, and this is the bit that everyone's sort of focusing on at the moment, although I don't think we have to jump to it right now, but we do have to start paying for these things, unfortunately, and starting to explain, as Rishi Sunak is, that taxes might have to go up, spending might not be as freely available. It's all pretty reminiscent of the situation I faced back 10 years ago. Remember, I wasn't the Chancellor when the banks failed. I was the Chancellor 2 years later, having to clean up the mess. And Rishi's both been there during the crisis, but I assume he wants to be there as they clean up the mess as well.
The furlough scheme, would you have introduced it? Would you extend it?
I definitely would have introduced the furlough scheme. I think it's been one of the most brilliant pieces of policy making that I've seen from any British government. And by the way, a little bit of credit to those civil servants and so-called bureaucrats who came up with it in the Treasury. Get a hard time, sometimes we get a hard rain, not least from the politicians, but I think they did a brilliant job of designing the furlough scheme. You can't keep the furlough scheme there forever because it's not actually doing anyone any good if they're on a furlough and the job they're coming back to is actually not ever going to exist again. They're just, they're delaying the moment when they need to try and start looking for work and start to get the skills to do that. I think there is a kind of interesting case. If you start to get these lockdowns, like you've seen around the country, where Leicester, for example, they shut things down and other restaurants shut. I don't know whether you should have some variation of that. If there is a new lockdown in your area, you can go on a furlough for 2 weeks.
Or sector by sector?
Well, probably geographical is probably easiest to organise, but I think if you suddenly shut down your city, then it feels to me like it would be fair to introduce a furlough. But that's not only it's hard because, of course, everyone likes being paid to work their own if their job's not there, but it's not really good for them in the long term, and it's not affordable for the country.
Shadow Chancellor George Osborne speaking with me exclusively last week. We'll get Mr. Osborne's view on that LBC exclusive poll as well later. Also coming up later in the show,
the rise in the number of cases that we've seen today is concerning. The cases are predominantly
initially I thought he's arguing, it's a girl he argued with. Then when I saw she's screaming more, I'm thinking he's trying to rob me because I saw his hand by the neck here, but then I saw a small blade. I wouldn't say a big blade, and he was trying to stab her, very cold, with a blade. 3, 4 times, 5 times, maybe 6. He was very, very quick. And then within seconds, the girl starts screaming more, and you can see her collapsing there.
He's still out there. How do you feel knowing that he is still out there somewhere?
It's very frightening. Even I will let my children, for example, go the next few weekends there. Unless he gets caught, I will be feeling very comfortable. And I'm not even thinking I'm going to open about the next week or two.
Nick, West Midlands police have been coming under a lot of fire this morning for their handling of this major incident. Yesterday it wasn't until the evening when CCTV was finally released of the suspect. And bear in mind, Nick, this man was and perhaps is still at large. Questions are also being asked about why they weren't able to catch him as he worked his way from where I am in the financial district all the way to the gay village on the other side of the city over the course of 2 hours. And just lastly, police are also being challenged about the fact that this attack could qualify as a terror attack. I attended the media briefing with the force yesterday where the chief superintendent said they were not treating it as such and it would not be seeking assistance from counter-terror officers. Nick.
Josh Giltrap reporting. Josh, thank you for that. Yes, as you rightly say, Josh, and as the newspapers say, there's a lot of questions to be answered. And the description now is a black male aged between 20 and 25 wearing a hoodie and a black cap. And that's all they've got. Although I do have to say, on the positive side, the police are reporting that there has been a lot of response to the video when it was finally put up. But that is something that when you consider that they clearly were very slow there, and in Hertfordshire at least, I don't know about Motherwell and the Northern Flank, Hertfordshire police just assessed the situation as Extinction Rebellion protesters decided to close down the printing presses and the police were busy assessing. Is it fair to ask, in some instances, why do we pay the police? There's all this concern, we need more police officers. Well, when they're needed, they just sit and watch. Unless, of course, it's orders from above. It's just the senior officers being found to be absolutely crippled with fear to actually do anything. We're looking at that Extinction Rebellion story later as well, as there is growing pressure to act on those protesters and make some of their acts criminal acts. Also, well, it wasn't criminal, but he certainly had to pay the penalty. Oh, no, back.
And he pounces. Some good wheels up to the short ball.
Novak Djokovic disqualified after he slams a ball at a judge. It is his fury at having had his serve broken. He didn't aim it at her, but he got booted out of the tournament. More after this. 7:30, you're listening to Breakfast with me, Nick Ferrari here on LBC. The news is with Simon Conway.
An exclusive poll for LBC has suggested only 1 in 13 employees are desperate to get back to their normal place of work. As the government encourages people to return to the office following the coronavirus pandemic, the survey found almost 1 in 5 plan on working from home indefinitely. The government is reportedly planning new legislation that would override key parts of the Brexit withdrawal agreement. The move could risk collapsing the ongoing post-Brexit trade talks with the EU. Boris Johnson says both sides should move on if a deal isn't reached by the 15th of October. Detectives in Birmingham are continuing to search for a suspect more than 24 hours after a series of random stabbings in the city. A 23-year-old man was killed and 7 people were injured in the early hours of Sunday. And the weather, rain in the northwest, which will be heavy at first, will edge southwards. Fog patches clearing the south, then brighter, and feeling warmer in the east, a high of 22 degrees.
This is LBC. I'm Nick Ferrari, and you know LBC is the only place you question the people in power, such as the Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
Good morning, Nick. I'm here on your show.
The leader of the Labour Party, Sir Keir Starmer.
Having people on telling me what they think is the only way to gauge what their real concerns are.
And now, in another LBC First, your chance to question the top table of government with Call the Cabinet, starting with Health Secretary Matt Hancock.
I find that engaging directly with the public on programmes like yours is just incredibly important, especially in these unprecedented times.
Beginning today, it's as if you're sitting at the Cabinet table as Call the Cabinet starts with me, Nick Ferrari at breakfast, live from Westminster on LBC.
This is LBC.
Come to Galliard for brand new London apartments from £195,000. Paper Mill House is located just a 13-minute walk to Romford Station, where from next year, Crossrail will have you in the city in just 27 minutes. Apartments come fully furnished free of charge, are stamp duty exempt, and and qualify for a Help to Buy mortgage with just a 5% deposit. Book to view virtually or by appointment at our COVID prepared event at Paper Mill House, South Street, Romford, RM1 2AR from 5 p.m. on Thursday the 10th of September till 5 p.m. Sunday the 13th of September. Call 0203 770 6300 or visit galliardhomes.com. That's galliardhomes.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Xero is the beautiful alternative to your old accounting system, providing a real-time view of your business cash flow. And because it's kept securely online, you can manage your business finances from anywhere. Your accountant can even log in so you can both work on the same set of accounts at the same time. Purchase Xero in September and get a free set of headphones, a printer or a coffee machine. Visit xero.com. Terms and conditions apply.
When you call a Dell Technologies advisor, you get to talk to someone who isn't waiting for their turn to speak, but who actually wants to hear what you have to say, so they can provide tailored solutions that don't fit every small business. They fit yours. That's what it means to really listen. For advice on everything from laptops to the cloud, Dell Technologies recommends Windows 10 Pro for Business, the most secure Windows ever. Call an advisor today on 0800 169 1745 or visit dell.co.uk/advisor.
Have a painting party, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Turns out, Prosecco and paintbrushes don't mix, and you can't always trust your friends to decorate your house. Thankfully, at trustedtrader.com, you can find plenty of vetted, reviewed, reliable professionals in an abundance of trades. Like a painting pro, minus the Secco. After all, friends are for painting the town, not the walls. Why buy an apartment now? Fully furnished, stamp duty exempt, Help to Buy available from £195,000. Visit galliardhomes.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Nick Ferrari at breakfast on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
7:34 is the time. Now, before we get into the world of business, actually, you're listening to obviously there's breaking news concerning those attacks in Birmingham. Let's go to our reporter, Josh Giltrap, whom we've only just said farewell. Morning again, Josh. What's the development?
Well, an arrest has been made by West Midlands Police of a suspect in this major incident. They've arrested a man at about 4 in the morning this morning out in Selly Oak, so it's a bit outside of the city, and they've said that this is in a bid to catch the man responsible for those stabbings last night. Of course, we know this was, the stabbings across the city, which happened at the